In the aftermath of the murder of Renee Good, DHS and ICE's social media accounts decided to make a recruiting post that goes as follows. Oh my God, we'll have our home again. My God, we'll have our home. My blood or sweat will get. We'll set aside the fact that I have no idea what horse riding across a snowy tundra and a stealth bomber have to do with making our country great again. But if any part of this, either this line right here or the music that was playing, makes you feel kind of weird, makes you feel like that sounds sort of like Little Mustache Man from the early 1940s, if that makes you feel some kind of way, there's a good reason for that. The song is titled By God We'll Have Our Home Again. It's repurposed lyrics over an old sea shanty, and its lyrics are most often credited to a U.S. fraternal neo-Nazi group. It's also inspired several white supremacist mass shooters, most recently Ryan Palmatier, who put it as the first line of his manifesto that he wrote and left for his family before heading to a Jacksonville store and killing 3 black people and then himself. It is quite literally a white supremacist anthem, and the U.S. government is using it to recruit ICE agents. The death of Renee Good was not some mistake. I'd say the death of Renee Good was actually part of the plan. It's what they've been working toward this whole time. And examples of that abound, like this individual who Jolly Good Ginger spoke to, who was arrested and detained for following, and then during their time being incarcerated, was told this.
And said, haven't you learned yet what'll happen to you, just like that lesbian bitch?
Or how about this minister who saw some of his neighbors being harassed by ICE officers and approached them, and then this happened.
I said to this ICE agent, take me, stop harassing her, take me. The agent came, got in my face, pointed a gun at me, and said, are you afraid now? To which I said, I am not afraid. The next thing I knew, they were putting handcuffs on me, and they put me in the back of an SUV. They came back 3 times, and they asked me if I was afraid yet. To which I replied, hell no, I'm not afraid of you. I asked them if I was under arrest. They didn't answer. And then they said to me, well, you're white. You won't be any fun anyway. You can get out of the car.
There are people who think the death of Renee Good had nothing to do with white supremacy because she was white. So that can't be the motivator behind it. What you all seem to forget is that when the Nazis were rising to power, there were lots of people who were killed who weren't Jewish. There were just people who early on saw what was happening and tried to stand up. And their lives were taken for it. And we're looking at something really, really similar right now.